Alright, today I'll be talking about Mighty No.9 and its somewhat troubled launch day, or, some people say it was a troubled launch day, but that's a subjective viewpoint. I mean, the biggest problem that the game faced was a frame rate issue, or so it seems. At least that's the issue that I saw. I mean, best thing to do in that scenario was to wait for the patch, which Deep Silver and company did release. They did release a patch, so I don't understand all the ruckus around this game. I mean, it delivered what it set out to be, which is basically Mega Man under a new name. Since Mr. Inafune, which I probably butchered his name, so I apologize for doing that. But anyway, he set out to create Mega Man on modern day consoles. Mega Man with some new elements to it, and that's basically what he did. I mean, if you play the game Mighty No.9, you're basically playing Mega Man with some new additions to the gameplay. I mean, what else were you expecting? I am aware that the graphics were toned down a bit, considering if you do compare it to the initial trailer or sneak peek or what have you, the original did look better. I think it was running off of some sort of Unreal Engine, I don't know. But eventually they did take the route of new graphics or whatever. But yeah, I don't understand all the negativity around the game. It could be because I personally did not hype up the game. I just heard about it. I was like, oh, that's cool. It's a new game by Mr. Inafune. I'm going to go get it when it releases. Assuming if it was funded properly, which it was funded, $3 million to be exact, $3 million and some change. And so, over time, they did have to push back the release date on this game, and it was in good reason. I mean, even with the launch of the game, there were some issues in terms of performance that had arisen. Most notably the frame rate, so pushing back the release date on the game was something they had to do. I mean, if they released the game on a, prior release date, there is a very good chance the game would have been completely and utterly broken. I mean, I myself as a game developer, it's incredibly difficult to sort bugs out. I know how difficult that is. It does take time, sometimes money, if you have to hire testers, but that's not the point. Point still remains is that, in my opinion, people personally, they hyped the game out of proportions and they expected a little bit too much out of the game, and they may have felt a bit disappointed. But in my case, like I said, I heard about it when the Kickstarter was announced, and I was like, oh, that's cool. I didn't read any articles about it or anything, and then as soon as you know it, the game released. Go ahead and buy the game. I was like, hey, this isn't a bad game, It's basically Mega Man with some new stuff. So that's what it was. And then some problems did arise with the frame rate, so I waited for the patch. Patch sorted out the issues, and I was able to complete the game, and the game wasn't bad. It's not this evil, sinister creature that lurks about, as it was made out to be by the general public. Another thing that happened was, I did hear about this recently, is that the one specific advertisement take a bit of a shot take a bit of a jab at its fans. Well, not their fans, but anime fans in general, and it said that some sentence or something, some lonelier than a anime fan on prom night. I'm pretty sure that's not the exact words. It could be. But yeah, a lot of people took offense to that and they started disliking the trailer in mass. And that did have an effect on, how people viewed the game. And they probably gave it a bad review if, they took offense to that. And you shouldn't let, your personal feelings get involved when you are reviewing the work of another individual or company, and I'm pretty sure that happened, and it did not bode well for Deep Silver, and so I don't know why people took offense to that. I mean, it's just a joke, joke. You laugh at it, you give a little jab back at the guy or gal that's throwing a joke at you, and you're like, hey. You're like, oh, whoa, that's a nice joke, You don't sit in the corner and you cry about it. You can't do that, because, why? Why did that happen? It's just a joke. It's a joke. It's not gonna hurt you. It's just words. Like, seriously, it's a joke. Now, if Concept and Deep Silver was launching some sort of physical campaign against anime fans to attack them at their homes or something, then there would be a problem. But no, that didn't happen. So yeah, all in all, Mighty No.9 is a decent game. It's not, this horrible creation that is people make it out to be the worst game ever. No, stop it. It's an okay made game, it's Mega Man, basically. Under no title. Mighty No.9. Go get it if you're a Mega Man fan. Bye.